Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Mark St. Germain's new play, Becoming Dr. Ruth, will begin previews on October 11th at the West Side Theater. Under the direction of Julianne Boyd, it will star Debra Rupp as America's most famous sex therapist, Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And I caught up with them and Dr. Ruth here at Sardi's during a break in rehearsal. So take me back to the beginning of your journey with this play and where it all began and why you wanted to do it.
Okay, well, Mark St. Germain, who's sort of the resident playwright at Barrington Stage, called me and said, I have this great idea for a play. It's it's a one-person play about Dr. Ruth. And I said, Dr. Ruth, the sex therapist? And he said, she's so much more than that, which I didn't know. And he said, did you know she was on the Kindertransport from Frankfurt to Switzerland? And that this is what sold it to me. And she was a sniper in the Haganah. I said, no, you're kidding me. I got to read her autobiography. So I did, and she's just the most amazing woman, the most amazing, indomitable spirit. And I said, Mark, we have to do it. And he said, plus I have the right person to play it. Because I had worked with Debra before. She had done 2 shows with me at Barrington, and she actually has a house in the Berkshires. So, I mean, it was meant to be. And he was absolutely right. So we've been working together, and the first thing Debra said, and I agreed, she said, okay, I need a dialect coach. Somehow I have to have the German, French, Israeli, English, because she learned English from, British. And so she worked with Stephen Gabus, her dialect coach, and just really got to know Ruth and her spirit. I mean, getting to know her, you know what's needed. You know what you have to imbue that character with.
Well, when I was doing Freud last session, Dr. Ruth came to see it a number of times. And Martin Rayner, who played Freud, said, you have to meet her and learn about her. She'd be a great story. And your mind goes to the radio shows, and I thought, well, how could you do more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes? So when I did read about her, she was incredible. And she was very reluctant to do it. And then she said, I'm a public figure, you can do what you want. And I called her and said, I would not do that. If I don't have your permission, I'd rather not do it. So she called, said, okay, tomorrow morning, coffee at 9 o'clock. So I went to her house, and there were all these stacks of books. She's written, I could be wrong, but well over 30, possibly even 40. And I said, does this mean we're doing it? And she said, yes. So that was the process. And then I called Debra Rupp, knowing she was just perfect. And then we called Julie Boyd and said, listen, this is the idea. And she said, it's not written. And I said, no. She said, I'll schedule it this summer. So it was a really fast process.
So what fascinated you the most about Dr. Ruth? I mean, there's so much that's happened in her life. So how did you hone it all into, is it about 90 minutes to play?
Yes. It's much sleeker than it was at the beginning. I think her resilience is such a powerful tool. And she has really looked to serve people in her life. It's not all about her. The energy she has, she climbed the Alps this summer. I mean, I wouldn't look at the Alps, I'd be tired. So all of those things put together, she really is a hero in many, many ways.
Well, congratulations. Welcome to the New York Theater with this show. How excited are you, Dr. Ruth?
I feel like 6 feet tall. I'm only 4'7". I actually lost a quarter of an inch. I'm now 85, and look what's happening. Becoming Dr. Ruth is going to Broadway. Off Broadway, doesn't matter. It's Broadway.
It's New York, it's Broadway, it's off Broadway, it's everything. Now, when you were first approached to have this play told about your life, what went through your mind? Did you say yes right away, or what happened?
Well, I went to see Mark St. Germain's Freud's last session. And the fellow who played Freud, Martin, said, can I come to your office? I said, yes, tomorrow. I thought, I'm treating Freud. He had no problems. He said, the playwright of Freud's last session wants to do a play about me. I said, no, because they just did a BBC 60 Minutes. I'm one of 12 extraordinary women. And then Mark left me a message on my machine that was so sweet, that he appreciates what I do. He would never do anything that I wouldn't want. I called him. I said, let's meet tomorrow. After 2 minutes, I said yes. And he's brilliant. He read a lot of the books. He talked to my son, my daughter, to some friends, and he did a beautiful job. And now I think it's even better that it's in one without an intermission, because it goes from the sad of my having been an orphan and coming out of Nazi Germany and being one of the few that were saved to my talking about sex. So it's going to be a big success. I want Debra Jo Rupp to win an Obie.
Welcome back to the New York stage. How does it feel?
It's very exciting. This was my goal. I don't know about anybody else's goal. This was my goal. I've done it. I'm there. Now it's gravy. Now it's just gravy. Got there. Well, I shouldn't say that. We haven't opened yet, but this is it.
Because we lost you for a while, because the last time I saw you, of course, was with Kathleen Turner.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be that long. I figured out that I was in New York City right out of college for 17 years. Then I went to LA, and it was 17 years. And I went, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, because I kind of went to LA so I got to Broadway with Kathleen Turner, and I went, oh, well, I'm never going to own a house on this money. This isn't good. So, okay, even though I'm going to be 40, let's go to Hollywood. And so I got to Hollywood. I'm turning 40. No one does that, but I did it. And then it just worked. It just worked. And then I would have been back much sooner, except 70s show happened, and that was 8 years. It was not supposed to happen that way. I'm not complaining, because now I can do theater. Now it doesn't matter if I make no money.
You have the money.
Well, now I can at least live, I can live, and I own my home and my car. Really, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
And now you have a great play. Talk about, yeah.
Fantastic play. This is a beautiful play. Mark St. Germain wrote, he just wrote this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous play. And it takes you on a journey, and it's audience, you cry sometimes, and then you laugh until you could die. Just laugh until you could die. It's just this, he wrote this beautiful play. And then even, especially the end, the words that he chose and the way in which he, it's just beautiful. That's all I can say to you. It's beautiful, and you better come and see it.
What was the final piece of the puzzle for you that got you on track? Was it the dialect? Was it the look? What was it when you said to yourself, I really got a grasp on her now?
I think realizing that her journey was always looking for family. Oh, see, now I'm going to cry. I've cried twice today now. The journey was looking for family and realizing that she had found it.